Very good morning, students. Today is our fifth session. In the last session, we have discussed about flow of control. So, flow of control, we have discussed there are four kind of flow of control: sequential and conditional. So, sequential means every line of code will executed one by one in a sequence. And in conditional control statement, we have seen that certain line of program is based on a certain condition. And if the condition is true, then the block of if will execute it, otherwise not. And we have seen various form of if statement like if else, nested if else if. So today we are going to discuss about iterative control statement. So what is the meaning of iteration? Iteration means when we want to execute our task again and again. So whenever there is a requirement that we want to execute our task again and again, we use iterative or loop control statement. So there are three kinds of loops. You all know. You are you are surely aware about these all three loops like for, while, and do while. So for loop, the similar syntax like C language, like in for we specify initialization, then condition, then increment or decrement, then the block of for. So a loop is used for executing a block of statement repeatedly until a particular condition is satisfied. For example, when you are displaying a number from 1 to 100, you may want set the value of a variable to 1 and display it 100 times, increasing its value by 1. That can be done easily by using loop. So there are three kinds of loop we have already discussed: for, while, and do while, and you have seen the syntax, and this syntax is very similar to for loop. Even working is very similar to C language. Uh, Everything is remains same like C language, that is just for recall the things. So let's see the flow of execution. First of all, initialization part of the loop will execute it, then condition is checked. And if the condition is false, the loop will not execute it. And if the condition is true, statement will get executed. Again, cursor will jump for increment or decrement part. Again, condition will checked. And this will repeat it till the condition is true. When the condition becomes false, cursor jump outside from the loop. That is the execution of for loop, and everybody must be aware about it. So whatever I said, I have written that in first case initialization part will executed, then condition is checked, then increment decrement will happen, again condition is checked, and this is repeated till the condition is true. So here is an example written in C++. Uh, like I have run a loop from 1 to 6. And I don't think so that is required to explain. Still I equals to 1, 1 is less than equals to 6, condition true or false, true. The value of variable I is then the value of I, that is 1, will get displayed. Again I plus plus will happen, the value of I will become 2, 2 is less than equals to 6, condition true. Value of variable I is then the value of I, that is 2, and L, new line. Again increment will happen, I equals to 3, 3 is less than equals to 6, and that will repeat it till the value of I becomes 7, 7 is less than equals to 6, condition false, we jump outside from the loop. I just want to say you one thing that I'll ask you later also. There is a term used in C++ cascading. What is the meaning of cascading? Look at the cout statement. You have used cout 2 times less than symbol, then value of variable is, that is a message. Then again you have used 2 times less than symbol, then you are printing I. That means you want to print the value of I. And then again you have used 2 times less than symbol, then you have used a keyword endl, that is used for new line. When you are going to use this 2 times less than symbol with cout statement more than one time, that is known as cascading. That you can also use with scene we use greater than symbol. So if we are going to use more than one time that greater than symbol in a single statement, that is known as cascading. One more thing that I want to say you, that 2 times less than symbol is known as insertion or put to operator. So whatever this 2 times less than symbol you are using with cout statement, that is a operator. So that you can say that that is an insertion operator or put to operator. And 2 times greater than symbol what you use with scene statement is known as extraction or get from operator. I'm repeating again. With cout, you are using 2 times less than symbol, that is known as insertion or put to operator. And with seen, you are using 2 times greater than symbol, that is known as extraction or get from operator. And use of insertion and extraction operator more than 1 time with seen and cout is known as cascading. While loop, again syntax is very similar to C language, while condition and statement. So in while loop, first condition is checked. If the condition is true, then the block of while will execute it, otherwise not. When condition become false, cursor jump outside from the loop. So here is the flow diagram of a while loop. Initialization, then condition. If the condition is false, end of loop. If true, then it is repeated till the condition is true. Again, example of same example that I have done by using while loop. So in while loop, you are looking, I have just specified a condition, then cout statement, then I++. What if I am not writing I++? The loop will go to infinite state. The value of I will always be 1. So writing I++ is required here. Do while loop, you all know that in do while loop, condition comes at last, and do while terminate with semicolon. So first time condition is not checked. Then from the next time onwards, condition is checked, and the statement written inside loop will execute it again and again. So example of do while loop, the same question I have done by using do while loop. So look at the question, num equals to 1, do. So first time you are looking, there is no condition specified. Then I have used cout statement, then num++, then while loop. Then the condition is going to be checked. So first time num equals to 1 is not going to be checked. Value of num 1 printed, then the value of num become 2, 2 is less than equals to 6, condition true. Again cout statement will executed, num++, the value of num become 3, 3 is less than equals to 6, condition true, value of num will printed 3, and so on till the condition is true. What about switch case? Again the similar code, you are looking switch, you can specify variable or integer expression, and then case, you are seeing that we use colon in front of case, then statements, and then we are closing the switches. So what will happen? The value of num equals to 5, 5 plus 2, that is 7. So case 1 false, case 2 false, case 3 false, so default will execute it. So when default get executed, when all the cases specified in switch case is false, default statement will get executed. So flow of switch case you are looking, we are specifying multiple case, then default statement. Now, if I am not going to use break statement, what will happen? So in this case, you are looking the value of I equals to 2. Inside switch case, we are specifying I, that means 2, passing 2. So case 1 false, case 2 true. When the case 2 is true, cout case 2, and the next all cases will executed by default. So case 2, case 3, case 4, all will be printed. This is known as silent fall through problem. For resolving this silent fall through problem, we use break statement with every case statement. So what will happen if you are not using break statement? The case which is true, further that all things written inside switch case will executed automatically. So it is required to put break statement with every case statement. That is written here, what I have explained. Now, when you are passing 2 in the given code, case 2 will printed, and then break will move the cursor outside from the switch statement. So I have told you that if you will not use break statement, a problem will come that is known as silent fall through problem. So for resolving this problem, break statement is very much required to put with the switch case. So that comes inside various exams, various interviews, that what will happen if I'll not use break statement inside the switch case. So if I'm not going to use the break statement inside switch case, then all the cases written after that written after that case which is true will automatically get executed, and this is known as silent fall through problem. For resolving this, it is required that to put a break statement with every case statement. Take care one more thing, we do not specify break statement after default because default is generally a last statement in the switch case. So that statement, if it is true, if all the cases are false, then only default will execute it. So again, I'd like to request all of you that create some programs like create a mini calculator in whatever you have created in C language, create it in C++ also. So just to get familiar with the C++ syntaxes. So we have already discussed about all the flow of control statement like sequential control statement. We have already discussed. This is very simple that every statement will get executed. We have discussed about conditional control statement. We have seen various form of if statement like if else, if else if, and nested if. Then we have seen about loops, for, while, and do while, and then we have seen switch case. So for, while, and do while loop, you may practice like you can check that whether a number is palindrome or not, Armstrong or not, sum of digit, reverse a number, find out whether a number is a prime or not. These are all questions what you have done in C language. Like you have created various pattern programs. So I'd like to request that create 10-15 patterns that you can create in C++ also. If you don't have any C++ compiler, use online C++ compiler. That will help you a lot. So thank you very much for today's session. We will meet with the next topic in the next session. Thank you.